Good morning everybody, Tammy from Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We are going to do a day in the life of Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. So if that is something that interests you, stick around. So before we get started with the video, I just want to take a moment to welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate all the new subscribers we have, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. For those of you who this might be your very first video, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the content. For those of you who have not subscribed, please consider doing so. You can hit the subscribe button just down below, and it does benefit me by you subscribing to my channel. So okay, let's get started. So with Tammy's Homesteading Crafts, the first thing that I do every day is I have a full-time job. I work for one of the local hospitals. I am fortunate enough to work from home where I am able to do my job from home. So it just makes it a little bit easier for me to do the multiple things that I do during the day. I will not show you me working at my job because I work with medical records and big HIPAA violation, and I cannot show any of that. But from 5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, I work a full-time position for the local hospital. So that is the start of my day every day. And now we'll go into the things that I do the rest of the day. So this is what we got from today's garden harvest. Some peppers, green beans, tomatoes, there's some cucumbers, and a few berries down there. So this is what we have for today. I will show you what I have already on my table and what we'll be doing later today. So these are the tomatoes that I already have on my table in my house. We have enough now to make a batch of salsa. I have a bunch of peppers that I've been gradually picking off. So we are going to make a bunch of salsa today. That's going to be our project for today. Also, with the cucumbers that I have, I will end up doing a batch of sweet pickles. And with the green beans and what I picked the other day, I need to can a batch of green beans. So that's going to be today's project once I get done with work. The next thing I do, once I go and check my vegetables, I attend to my caterpillars in my butterfly hut. So there is 2 up top there, and then there is 2 more there. There is a couple of really little guys somewhere in here that I have not been able to find. I had one hatch last night, and another one is going to hatch relatively quickly. As you saw, I had a butterfly that did hatch. There's the casing from the butterfly that hatched. I let him go this morning, or her, it was a female, let her go this morning. I have another chrysalis in there that you can see that's a couple more days before that one's going to hatch. But yeah, clean my cage out, make sure that everything is okay in there. Give them new milkweed if they need it. Right now they're all on the new branch that I put 2 new branches in yesterday. They're all on the new branch. Oh, there's the other little guy. He's gotten quite a bit bigger. And then I have a really little guy. New, can barely see him, but I have one smaller than him as well. But yeah, so this is another part of the day that I check every day to make sure we still have the same number that we had or more, making sure that none of them are dying, and getting them fresh milkweed and fresh water. So one of the other things that we pretty much do on a daily basis here at Tammy's Homesteading Crafts is we do some sort of sewing. Whether I am designing a new bag, or I am making the custom bags that I have, or just making the next season bags that I want to do. Some days it will be cutting out all of the bags that we need, and then other days it is actually just at the sewing machine sewing the bags that we need to do. Right now I don't have any cut out. Got a bunch of material over there and a bunch of material there. Have my fall material that I plan on using for my pumpkin, fall pumpkin material. So here is all of the fall material that I have, and then some Halloween material down there, just to have it in a couple of different spots, getting ready to get it all designed up and cut out my bags. Usually with cutting my bags, I will spend a day cutting and getting everything to the size that I need and going through all the fabric. Then the next day I will go through all of the interfacing and get that cut for all of the bags. And then I lay them in color coordinated sections because I change my thread per the color that I'm using for material. And then I will put things in color coded sections, and then I will start pressing all the interfacing into onto the material so that I can start sewing each bag. That way I'll do all the purple ones, all the blue ones, all the yellow ones that I need. And that's pretty much how my day goes for sewing. I am usually in the sewing room probably another 2 to 3 hours every evening after I am done with my regular day. And then one day a week I spend filming like I am today. That is just one of the things that I end up doing. Once a week or once every 2 weeks, I take the time to photograph all of the bags that I'm putting on the website. So that is, when I have enough bags to put on the website, I will, set up the photo session and start photographing all of my bags. So that's what I'll show you next, where I actually photograph all of my bags. So I don't actually have very many bags to photograph today, but I photograph right here. My husband made me a wooden backdrop, and this is actually my hardwood floor in my office. It just seemed like a really good place to photograph my bags. They seem to, I was able to use one of the lights that I had, got photo lights, and yeah, I'm able to photograph my bags right here. So it's basically my hardwood floor and then a wall that he screwed together of flooring to go up against the back wall so that it looks like they're on the floor, but they're actually literally standing up. So that is where I photograph. Let me put a bag up there. So that is how I photograph all of my bags. Right there. So of course, once all of the bags are photographed, I have to take them from my digital camera and download them into the computer to actually put them on the website. So it takes time to take photos of all of these pictures, but then it takes time to load them all and put them on the website. So, if you guys see that the website's not being updated as quickly as, or as many updates as you think there should be, it does take a lot of time to video and upload and put the description of every bag that I have inside the website. So that's just the photograph part of that I'm showing here. I'm not going to show you me working and putting it into the computer and uploading all of that. That's a whole another day. But this is time consuming, so a lot of times I take the pictures one day and then another night after I'm done sewing I will sit and start uploading photos into the website and doing a website drop as far as uploaded bags. So there again, that is part of what I do in a day for Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. So one of the things I've been doing with all of the cucumbers that I have been getting, I do a cucumber, a refrigerator cucumber. And what I end up doing is I make up the stuff. I have it to go in this big gallon pickle jar that I had. I make up my solution one time. Then I take the solution, once the pickles are all out of it, I keep it in the jar in the refrigerator, and then I will put it on the stove and re-bring it to a simmer. While this is coming to a simmer, I will take all of these cucumbers and I'll slice them up and put them in a bowl. Once the solution comes to a simmer, I will take it off the heat and put all those sliced cucumbers in them and let them sit in there till they're cool. Then I will put them back in my gallon jar and put them back in the refrigerator. That is how I make my refrigerator pickles. I do the same with the juice from the pickles that I'll get at the grocery store. So I'll buy 2 or 3 jars of pickles. We'll eat all the pickles. I'll put the juice together and I will bring it to a simmer, slice up my cucumbers, fill it in there, and put them back into a jar with the solution over top of them. It takes about a week to a week and a half for them to soften and absorb the pickling solution, but that's the easiest way I know to make refrigerator pickles, and they last in the refrigerator for quite a while. As you can see, we go through a lot of them, so they don't last too long. So let me get this on the stove, and that is what I'm going to be doing to get rid of all of the cucumbers that I have. The next step is to start making my salsa, which is getting all of my tomatoes and my peppers and onions all picked up. So that's what we're going to do now. All of my cucumbers are sliced up, just waiting for the liquid to come to a simmer, almost to a boil. I will put them in, turn it off, and allow them to sit. This allows them to soften so that all of these cucumbers will go back into that jar. But yeah, gonna do that, wait for that to come to a simmer. I'm going to get my tomatoes, onions, and peppers cut up for making my salsa. So I have all of my peppers de-seeded and quartered, and then I have this cute little chopper that has blades on it to chop into small little sections. You just put your vegetable, fruit, whatever you want to chop up right there on that knife, because those are little sharp little knives, and you just push the lever down, the top of it down, and it cuts it into small chunks. So I will do that with all of my peppers. Then I will go and quarter and cut up all of the onions that I want, and I'll do the same thing, and then I do the tomatoes last because they are so juicy. They will be, my towel will be soaking wet before I'm done, so I figure I'll do it in reverse. I will do the peppers, onions, and then the tomatoes. But yeah, so that's just how I'm going to get that all done, put it all together, and then I'll mix it into the pot and get that going into a simmer boil so that I can can that. When I can, this is kind of how I do my canning, get it all done in one day so that I have it. The next thing I'll do once this is on the stove and it is simmering, before I put it into my jars, I will end up cutting up all the green beans to get them to pressure can. Probably won't pressure can them tonight. Probably I'll wait and do those first thing tomorrow morning, because by the time I'm done with all this and canning these, the salsa, it'll be too hot in the house and the AC will be running like crazy. It is nice out. There is a nice breeze, but I just don't want to heat the house up. I'll do that first thing in the morning before the house is warm, and then they'll be done for the day. But that will get rid of all of the vegetables that I picked from the garden in the last couple of days so that I can start another day of saving everything and getting everything done. So let's start getting the salsa made. So my water is, or my
pickling solution is at a simmer, almost a boil. I just turned it off. I'm going to put my cucumbers in there, submerge them all really good, and let them just sit here and soak up all of the spices and all of the juice. Okay, you just want to stir it around just to make sure that all of the solution is covering most of the cucumbers. Once they sit there a little bit in the hot liquid, they'll start to soften, and so then more and more of them will be under the liquid. But as long as you can push down, let me see if I can do this, push down and you have liquid above it, you're good. So yeah, just going to let these sit like this. And then once it is cool, I will put them in my gallon jug and put it in the refrigerator, back of the refrigerator, and in a week to 10 days, these cucumbers / pickles will be ready to eat. One of the cool things about this little chopper is it does have a measuring cup on the side of it. So you can have an idea of how much you're putting in to your thing. So that's kind of nice that it has a measuring cup so you know how much fruit and stuff you're getting in. But there are my peppers, all chopped up, nice uniform, small little pieces of pepper, which works nice for salsa because it just allows you to not have huge big chunks in your salsa.
Okay, so now that you guys have watched the video and seen pretty much everything that I do, some of the stuff I don't do on a daily basis, like I had said. I do work full-time. That I do on a daily basis. If it is not raining and I do have laundry, I do hang laundry out as often as I can. I do go to the garden every day and look for the produce that is ripe and ready to be picked. I also don't can every day. I will bring the produce in and I will separate it into the sections. When I have enough to do something, I will end up preserving what I need to do. I do check my butterfly cage every day, make sure that they have new milkweed and just making sure that the caterpillars are still alive. And then I sew. Every day, usually after I'm done with my work at 1:30, I try to at least get an hour, if not 2 hours of sewing in. It depends on what I have going on. If I have a show on Saturday, I will do more sewing during the week as long as I don't have produce that needs to be preserved. If I have produce that needs to be preserved, I will take a day and do that. The other thing that I take a day is videoing. This is one of the things that takes me a day to video, a day to edit the video, and then a morning to upload it into YouTube. So it does take a little bit of time, a couple hours here and there. So it's usually 3 different times and 3 different days that it takes me to get my videos posted for YouTube. But yeah, so that is pretty much what I do weekly, and then if there is a show on a Saturday, I usually will not sew Saturday, but I will sew Sunday, unless I have an order. If I have an order after I come back from my show on Saturday, I will start making that order. If I don't have an order, I'll take the rest of the day off as far as getting them, putting anything, doing any sewing, just to kind of relax and, have an afternoon. But then I'll get back to sewing on Sunday. A lot of times if I'm not in a show Saturday and Sunday, I'll spend almost all day Saturday and Sunday in the sewing room trying to cut out, just get match patterns up and try to figure out what I want to do to get ready to make it easier for possibly the rest of the week for sewing. A lot of times I save my weekend for canning, and I will get up early and I will get the canner going first thing on Saturday morning and possibly on Sunday morning if I can hold the stuff off long enough. If I can't, then I will do it during the week. But those are the things that I pretty much do on a weekly basis. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I just figured it would give you an insight of what I do every day. or what I do every week. It's a lot, but I'm really trying to get it organized so that I can do enough. Oh, and the other thing that I do that I didn't say, I try to get at least an hour of knitting done a day. I try to be done with everything and sit down and do an hour of knitting. I also am in 2 knitting groups, so 2 days a week, one night and one in the afternoon. I end up going to 2 knitting groups where I'm able to sit and knit for a couple of hours. So I am getting my knitting in, which is a good thing. I really enjoy knitting along with the sewing and doing the canning. I enjoy everything that I'm doing, so it makes it fun for me to do this kind of thing. So I hope, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, I will see you on the next one. Have a good day. Bye.